If you've never liked the 24-105 lens from Canon, well, I got news for you. The RF version is a lot better than the EF. I'm gonna give you my review of the 24-105 Canon RF f1.4, I wish it was 1.4. Oh my God, that'd be a dream lens. f4.0 lens. Check it out. So this is the RF mount lens. This will only work on your RF cameras. So if you have a 80D, if you have a M50, anything like that, it won't work on. So you have to have an R5, an R6, an EOS R, R6 Mark II. Maybe if you're lucky enough to have an R3, it'll work on your R3, or even say a C70. I was not a fan of pretty much all the other 24-105s. They just felt a little, I don't know, it's not my favorite. I mean, you get a lot, right? You get 24-105 focal lengths. So you can go wide angle and you can go, relatively telephoto. But the f4 always sort of took me away. It felt like you lose the light, with the f4. And I didn't think it was that sharp. This lens changed my mind on that. It's crazy sharp. And especially with the mirrorless cameras, I don't really notice the loss of light as much. So I actually prefer this the most for studio photography, although I use it on a lot of other things. You can see here, it's got a 54 millimeter diameter in back, and the front is a 77 millimeter. So yeah, for your filter size in front. I have an R5 here. You can see it's a nice compact lens. I mean, it's not tiny, but it's not massive compared to some other lenses, and this is definitely a great choice if you're not sure what lens to start with. This is it's relatively affordable, in regard to an L lens, and you get just a lot of bang for your buck in the sense of everything from 24-105 can pretty much cover whatever you need to do. For travel photography, it's going to be great. And again, I like it for studio photography. It's one of my favorite lenses for studio photography. Not much to the lens. You have a lock. This lock right here will lock this. So if you are traveling or moving around, if you unlock it, then the front extends out. And so obviously the lock will only engage when it's fully brought back. And then you have your, let me unlock it, there you go. So you can extend, this is to adjust the focal length, this is to adjust focus, but more than likely you're probably using autofocus, especially if you're on an RF lens or RF body. And this is the control ring. This is where all the RF lenses have this. Well, I believe they all do, especially all the L ones. And you could assign this to, it's programmable. So you could have it be your ISO, your shutter. I like it to be my aperture, but oftentimes I do hit it on accident. So if I know I don't really want it as my aperture, I will just actually not set this. So this doesn't do anything for me, but that's just my own personal choice. So yeah, this is if you were like, you know what, I really did not like the 24-105 EF, you probably like this one. Also, just so you have over here, you have just a switch for autofocus, or AF stands for autofocus, MF stands for manual focus. And then, the favorite part about this, it's stabilized. So if you don't know what stabilization means, essentially, there's elements inside that will stabilize it. So if you're handheld shooting photography, you can shoot at a lower shutter speed, or if you're shooting video, you can literally go handheld with this, especially if you have in-body stabilization that your R5, R6, pretty much every camera except the EOS R and the, there's one other one that doesn't have it, but you could shoot handheld with in-body stabilization on the camera and IS on the lens. It's a fantastic combo. So this lens does give my 2 thumbs up. I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it. Just know it's an f4, so it's not gonna give you a super shallow depth of field, but I think it makes up for it with the cost and the focal range that you get. All right, enjoy.